This is the Guardians and Gladiators podcast, a Special Olympics-based show with your hosts, Lauzie and Coach.
And here we are, and welcome to our Christmas episode of Guardians and Gladiators. My name is Lauzie, and always with me is my good friend, Coach. How you doing?
Excellent, Lauzie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's your week?
It has been kind of busy because it was my last week of work, so I had to get everything all done before I went on holidays today. So other than that, it's been all right. Yours?
Good.
Good.
Good, yeah.
Very good. So who do we have today?
Today we have a Special Olympic athlete, Richard Horn, with, well, I don't know.
It's kind of fitting, though, that he's
It
here.
is. He is.
Because it's our last episode of the year.
And he started off
He did start us
our
off.
new
The new season.
and it's going to end that off. He's a coach, probably a board of director
Was at one point.
at one point, maybe president, who knows.
I don't think he ever wanted that.
Rick Walker, how you doing this week?
I'm terrific. Thanks for inviting me again. I believe Coach called me up because I had some frequent flyer points that I was able to use, a special Guardians and Gladiators frequent flyer points. But today, I thought I would bring something for you folks. And Richard, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So it's now been, quite a few episodes. It's quite a few episodes. And you have your own Christmas card for Guardians and Gladiators, all customized just for you folks.
That's awesome.
Not only do we have Coach and Lauzie, but we also have our original coach that started this, which was
nice.
Derek Spence. We have the Guardians and Gladiators logo. And some people say you guys don't have enough fun in here. So we got a picture of these guys having fun in here.
That's awesome.
And then sometimes Chris doesn't smile that often unless he's got a goal. So here's one of Chris. Actually, we got him smiling, which is great.
Nice. That's amazing.
So Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
From our families, from all of us
awesome.
that watch this show and enjoy
So cool.
the time that you guys put into this event so that we can share the news with our outside world.
That's awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Wow, I don't even know where to go from there. Holy moly.
No. All right, folks, have a good night.
Actually, since it is, before we get into anything, we will do our dad joke of the day. Because I do actually have a Christmas one. Hopefully, I haven't heard this one before.
Maybe not.
No, I don't know. Did you know that the Christmas alphabet is incomplete?
Really?
Yeah, there's no L.
It took me a few seconds to get that. Oh, that's the highlight of the show. I guess we can go now.
There we go. Thanks for going out.
It's the Christmas spirit.
Yes. Merry Christmas. Yes, this will be the last episode of the season and of the year. We have been going pretty steadily. I think this is going to be, the 18th episode? 18th or 19th episode that we've done
Yep.
as far as Guardians and Gladiators have gone. So I think that's pretty good.
Yes.
That's pretty good,
Yes.
considering how busy we've both been. And I think there was, a few weeks where we had to do some overlap, but that was just conflicting schedules with everybody.
Yes.
From my point of view, from the outside, I watched them all or listened to them all. I just want to let you know that it's nice to be able to go out into the world and hear people talk about the things that they learn through our program here, not just for Special Olympics, but things like the George Bray Hockey Association, and talking to the gentleman that's doing the research.
Dr. Howard?
Dr.
Dr. Howard. That it's really amazing what's being done to help us, make Special Olympics more accessible to more people.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but we have some news too. And our Active Start and Fundamentals will be starting in January, which is a program that was dormant for a while. So now we're going to be starting with as low as 2 years old up to 13 years old.
Wow.
And that'll be starting in January, which is great for people that want to get their young children involved in Special Olympics. So
That's awesome.
great news.
That is
That is
awesome.
great.
That's great to hear.
So
Yeah.
I think of Chloe and I think of her friends, and I would have liked to have had it when my son was growing up. But now this is an opportunity for parents out there to learn by watching this show about our Active Start and Fundamentals.
That's cool.
Nice.
Do you have any kids, Richard?
I have 2.
How old are they again?
I have a daughter that's 27,
Yep.
and I have a son that's 26.
God, you're old.
Yeah. My daughter tells me the same thing when she says, but yeah.
No, that's crazy. I wouldn't have expected your kids to be that old.
Yeah.
Wow. Are they in school or anything, or what are they doing? What do they work or?
My son was working, and then he's just, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I talked to him. He talks to me. We just kind of,
Yeah.
my daughter, she moved down from Thunder Bay. She was having problems. She's living with my stepdad right now, my stepfather. She's enjoying it in Strathroy. Was working in that, but she's just trying to get her life back to where she wants it in that. She's like myself. She has special needs too.
Okay.
She just wants to get herself back, her life back.
Cool.
Like,
Well, that's good.
she had problems
Yeah.
with, and
Sure.
she just wants to work
Yeah.
on herself.
It's a good reset.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's good to hear. Happy with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
Let's talk to Richard.
Richard,
Yes.
when did you start Special Olympics? And what sport did you start with?
I started Special Olympics in 2001, and the sport I started with was baseball. And then I got into the floor hockey, baseball, the soccer, floor hockey.
Baseball and floor hockey, huh?
Baseball, floor hockey. Can't think of the other.
Bowling?
Bowling. Golf now.
Yeah.
We were just talking
And,
about bowling on the way here too.
Oh, yeah.
I just actually decided this summer I went out and I tried to play soccer with the lower level, and I did okay. But
Yeah.
my body the next day said,
Nope.
"No, you're done with this and that." And unfortunately, I had to retire from that.
Oh, darn.
Soccer program, every program I've done
Yep.
with Special Olympics, one thing I've learned through Special Olympics with my programs is when I go to a competition, it's not to get mad if I win or lose. It's you're out there to have fun.
Yep.
Do your best, have fun. You meet a lot of new friends, people, and that. And I can honestly say Special Olympics has helped me in my working with me with my attitude when I was younger in that. And it's built my self-esteem up to, like people about my disability. I'm not shy anymore about it. I tell people, yes, I do have it. And yes, I do belong to Special Olympics. They ask me what sports, I tell them.
Yep.
I'm not embarrassed anymore to put myself out there
Yep.
like I used to be. And I'd like to thank my friend Chris, my other coach Rick,
Yep.
the people I've met in Special Olympics for helping me with those things.
Yep.
And like I said, right now the sports I'm doing, and I'm going to do those as long as I can, but I am having a great time
Nice.
with everybody in the sports.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done quite a bit then.
Yes, I have actually. The jacket I have on is from my Special Olympics soccer. We were called the London Kings. On the one side, I've got we won the Team of the Year 2013. On the other side, I have where we've won the Ontario Cup twice. The second time we won it, I was the goalie. The Ontario Cup, for a lot of people that don't know what it is, the Ontario Cup is where they take the best soccer teams from all over.
Right.
And it's a big event. Like you don't just go to it, you get invited.
Oh, okay.
So for us to get invited and win it like we did, it was a big thing.
Nice. Cool.
Thanks.
Is that one of your highlights of your illustrious Special
That's
Olympics
one
career?
of them, but I'd say the best out of the best ones I had. I'd say the best one was I'd say the 2019 provincial games in Toronto with my floor hockey team and that, and seeing all the athletes from like the high schools and all that, how big it was.
Yep.
And I didn't know how big it actually was in the high schools and that. Seeing that was a big highlight.
Nice.
But most of the big highlights have been with, I'd say, my floor hockey team going to provincials and
Yep.
that. I'd say we're all a family.
Yeah.
And we have fun.
That's what Chris usually brags about too. He loves his floor hockey.
Yeah. Yeah. What about bowling, Richard? What did you do there?
10-pin competitive. I'm doing that now.
Yep.
Before I did that, I did 5-pin bowling. I've been to provincial games twice with that. Both times. The first time I've won 2 silver on my own.
Yep.
Second time we got team bronze, and team silver, sorry.
Yep.
And I got 1 bronze on my own. Now like I said, and my wife did it too. My wife and I actually ended up in 2006. We went to a thing that's called the Masters for 5-pin. And you got a chance at winning $1,000 if you make it all the way. My wife made it all the way the first time, and she won $1,000. And then in 2007, I had a gentleman that I know, he helps with Special Olympics bowling, came up to me and asked me, Richard, how do you think you're going to do this year? And I looked right at him. I said, I think I'm going to go all the way.
Yeah.
And he looked and he smiled. So I made it all the way. And he looked at me and said, every time you do a turkey, I'll do the moonwalk.
Oh, nice.
Well, I hit a turkey, I think, once or twice,
Yeah.
and he did the moonwalk.
Nice.
I ended up winning the $1,000 that year too. And from what I understand, I heard my wife and myself we're the only 2 husband and wife to win that back to back, and it's in the head office. I think things for Special Olympics.
Oh, nice.
That's what I heard.
That's a cool record to have.
Yeah.
Nice. So have you, other than the floor hockey provincials, have you been to any other like worlds or provincial games or anything like that?
No, I have not.
No, just the hockey.
Just the hockey.
Hockey provincials.
Yeah.
And that cool invitational soccer thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you do play golf. What's the farthest you've ever gotten with the golf, other than, let's say, like that invitational unified thing that we did this summer?
This summer that just passed, we had that tournament at the Fox, and I did that, and I was surprised. In that, I came second.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't really believe it at first, but when I got it, I was happy.
Yeah.
I find with the golf program, I'm really enjoying it. I find it's a sport you can go out, and it's not just hitting a ball. You have to learn the fundamentals, but it is relaxing in that. And if you do have any questions for coaches to help you with something, like you feel you're doing something wrong, they will help you out. But I do enjoy golfing with like Chris, my friends I know through golf, and the athletes I know from other places. The golf program, I find I really enjoy it. Like, I'm glad I joined it.
I'm sure.
And
The
Rick
runner.
Walker does an excellent job.
Yeah. Does an
Thank
excellent
you,
job
Rick.
in doing that.
I don't get to see you very often because I'm usually over at Parkside 9. Where you folks are. Last year we did everything we could to actually get them live and on the course.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's one thing I've never really heard in one sentence together is golf and relaxing.
That's weird.
I never find that.
No.
We altered the program this year when we came back from COVID, was to, rather than keep track of our scores, we worked on best ball, which gave our coaches an opportunity to kind of coach the athletes. Next year is going to be a little different. We're already working on a planning session, and we're now going to start be able to keep track of our scores. So we're going to be there are going to be some changes as to how things work. We're going to also work on basics back at Parkside 9.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And when does that start?
That'll start for the Eagles.
June.
Eagles will start early June,
Yeah.
and the Chippers will start a little bit later. But we're going to we're looking at dividing the Eagles into something called the Falcons and the Eagles. Some Falcons need they need a little more work on the fundamentals, whereas the Eagles are ready to go on the golf course.
Yep.
And sometimes we're going to move the Eagles and work on the rules of golf.
Right.
So our whole intention is to make our athletes more competitive,
Yeah.
because this is a year is going to be it's not a qualifier, but it's a year that we actually have to get a game in that counts.
Right. Well, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. There's people in here. I know. I'm
Out of the golf program, Ricky, what was your best memory or thing?
There's a couple of things I thought about with the golf program. Number one was just getting it started, and golf was not my idea. It was Suzanne's. My wife Suzanne. It was her idea. I had just retired, and she said, "You love golf. Why don't you start with Special Olympics and get it started?" And I thought, well, this is a great idea. So I said, I think that Special Olympics needs more sports. So there was, we started with golf. I didn't think there'd be very many. I think we were going to start with like 12. We ended up, I think, with about 15 or 20. And we eventually grew to, last year we were almost at 80, 80 people.
between all of the.
Yeah, which is, we had 80 people. I think my fondest memory is from the moment that we hit the first golf ball, because the program succeeded.
Yeah.
And that was followed by speed skating. And the speed skating was tied in with George Bray, because one of the young men that I coached in George Bray, his family ran the speed skating, and they said, well, we should make speed skating a Special Olympic sport. So we got that going. We had our family all set.
Kind of makes sense.
And then the next thing is that people said, you need to start up bocce. So then we got into bocce. That got off the question of golf. Sorry, I was sidetracked.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing that I enjoyed about golf was getting the venue, which was Parkside 9. We got that for no charge, which meant we could use it any time. Golf is a very expensive sport. But I would have to say, probably the most pleased, other than us going to South Carolina and golfing, or taking Kevin and Harold and Chris to South Carolina. I would say the first year we had so many people qualify. So many people qualify for the provincial games.
That's cool.
And I was so pleased just how well we played outside under pretty extreme conditions.
Yeah, because you did say it was pretty stinking hot there, right?
It wasn't so much hot; it was slow. It was slow pace. It was up to me. I designed had designed the course, and I said to the greenskeeper, for the first day, put the pins in the easiest location that you could possibly put them on the course. Somewhere in all that, he said this is a championship game, so he put them in the most awkward spots where you would putt uphill and then the ball would run off the green and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's still, the best part was getting all those people go to provincial games that had not done that before.
That's cool.
Yep.
Especially in a first year sport where you get all those people qualified. It's going to be a hopefully relatively successful program.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah. Now, how many programs have you been involved in then?
All of them.
I don't think so. When I came here tonight, one of the things I thought about was the roles that I'm involved with here that people don't know a lot about. One is just looking after our facilities.
Yeah.
Making sure we get places to play.
Yep.
But I got into speed skating for a little bit, then got out so the coaches could take over. I got into golf, tried to get out, but I couldn't. Figure skating, our figure skating is run by
It's the mom or
Alma and the mother of Scott.
yes. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
yeah.
Scott Moyer.
Yeah, sorry, Scott Moyer.
Yeah.
So both of those sisters are running our figure skating program. And
Pretty good stuff
bocce. We had the 2010 National Games. Anyway, a whole bunch of bocce balls went missing, and they turned up with London. So we started a bocce program.
Yeah.
It was so popular in the summer that we found that we decided we were going to go in the winter. So we ended up with almost 40 athletes playing bocce in the winter.
Wow, where do you do that?
Right now, it's at University Heights School.
Eagle Heights.
No, University Heights.
Oh.
University over by the university is for bocce. Sorry, Chris is right. Again, we did start over at Eagle Heights.
Yeah.
We were there for a while, and then we moved to University Heights.
Okay.
And then our outdoor one is now done at Parkside 9, which is no charge for either of those facilities.
That's good.
And we've sent a lot of good athletes to provincial and national games. We had athletes go to the national games.
Bocce.
Yeah, John
Which one?
Natley.
And Santana went.
Yeah.
Santana, remarkable athlete.
Yeah.
Has an intellectual disability coupled with a vision issue. Yeah. So he's legally blind, and so we use an orange stake to help him. Yeah,
And
we
he's
give him
a
an
killer
orange stake
bocce-
to help him locate where the ball is. And he won all gold medals. He won everything in his division. What? He should have gone to the Worlds, but at that time there was too many divisions of gold, and they picked from a hat, and his name was not selected. But they took the other three, I think.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That's got to suck.
Oh, and I was so proud of him, because you're playing against sighted people and you win, because now it's all about touch.
Yeah. That's crazy. Good for him. Holy moly.
He bowls with me on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
And to see him even bowl, he does granny. And when he goes to throw the ball, it's like, it's in the air for about, I don't know how many, when it hits the ground, Santana's throwing the ball, you just hear this big bang, and it's like, at least the guy's trying.
Yeah, no, that's great. No.
Try to imagine not being able to see, being on an airplane, and you're landing in Halifax, and he wants to know, what do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? What do the grounds look like at Antigonish? It's beautiful. They're manicured.
Yeah.
And it was just so special.
Yeah. That's cool. Man, that's great. See, stories like that I can't wait to get more and more of. Obviously, it's hard because we've never really gone anywhere. At least I haven't yet, but obviously just,
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get teary-eyed at too, because the one that I think of is parents who are a little bit down on their children, because Joey can't do this or Billy can't do that, and he's not really good at this.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know is that he's coming home with a medal, and now he's showing off to his brothers and his sisters, and now the parents are like,
yeah,
he's actually pretty good at this. And you're trying to say, he is. Just let us work with your child.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking one day when Chloe comes in and she's into whatever sport, probably powerlifting. Well, maybe not powerlifting.
She looks like she could be
Perhaps
a powerlifter.
maybe something RG or even bowling. I'll watch the tears on Chris's eyes as she comes walking home with the medal and says, "Dad, look how I did today."
Yeah.
And then you know that you've succeeded as a parent, and I've succeeded as a coach.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I mean, I was almost there at that powerlifting meet that we had when, Caitlin and Brittany got their medals. They started crying, and it was like, oh my god, don't.
So was Julia. So was Coach
I
Julia.
know.
She had big tears, but she said it had something to do with dust in the air.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. No, it was. It's stuff like that when they're just like, I'm not so worried about it, and then it actually happens, and then they're just like it. It starts going. So
I've seen it in. I can honestly say I have seen athletes tear up over. I've done it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You just you're in that moment.
Yeah.
Like our
Rick
baseball
Roy,
team.
he cried in Sudbury.
Yeah. Our baseball team this summer when we had the tournament here in London when we won the gold, the whole team just cried.
We were all pretty
And
choked up
It was
when Richard
pretty
came
good.
back. Richard came back from a stroke,
Yep.
and he came back to participate. And you wanted to come back a little earlier, and we were like, no, not just yet. And then when we came back, all of us were just, overcome. Even James doesn't show a lot of emotion. He was like, we're really glad to have Richard back.
Nice.
Not like have Richard back, but Richard is with us, because we could have lost you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a moment in my life that it really, I can honestly say it really changed my life. Like I can honestly admit I used to smoke before it when it happened.
Yeah.
When it happened, I have not touched one since it happened, but just that incident happening, like having the stroke, and like you're in a place, you're having one, and then the next minute you don't know what's going on. Like you're getting transferred somewhere else, but you don't know because you're totally
Out of it.
And then the day the doctor, I went in on the Monday, and by the Wednesday I ended up crashing, as they call it, I guess, where they had to go in and open up my head.
Yep.
And I'm missing bone in the back of my head, and I had 36 stitches, but I was asleep then. And all I can remember is my mother-in-law telling me that I was out, like I wasn't breathing on my own or nothing. And all I remember is my mother-in-law saying, you went in at 10 o'clock that night, and that I didn't get out till 2 o'clock that morning. And they were both, like my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, were at the hospital. And the doctor still said to my mother-in-law and father-in-law that I wasn't out of the woods. And they said, we don't know if he'll wake up tomorrow or whatever. Well, I guess the next day came, and my mother-in-law got a call, and it was around noontime. He's up. I woke up, and they took the tube out of my mouth because I could breathe on my own. And excuse my language, but I guess my mother-in-law said, the doctor said, my first words out of my mouth was, that sucked. But I can honestly say I thank Rick for coming up to the hospital like he did. My soccer coach, her son plays Scott. I can't.
Dave Stickland?
No. Yes, Dave came up too. I thank him too. Shirley
Mitchell?
Shirley Mitchell came up the day after. I thank her, and I actually like to say right now, I thank the whole London Special Olympics family for being behind me and my family for what happened to me, and helping me through it.
Yeah.
And helping me be confident that I will get back up walking, and I will get back to what sports I can do. I might not be like I used to be, but I can still give it a go.
Yeah.
And just the overcome of, I realized family.
Yep.
I had a family.
Yeah. Get you through
Besides
everything.
my own family, I had a family that was there.
Yeah. Big
And
support
it just
system.
made you feel good.
How about you, Chris? What are you and I? Actually, we saw the pictures tonight. We
Yes.
saw them going back some 20 years.
Yes.
20 years.
How about you've been through Special Olympics. You've been with George Bray. What's been your most exciting moment?
I think my first provincial golf, not golf, first ever provincial games with floor hockey, 2007.
That's Sudbury? No.
No, Toronto.
Yeah.
Didn't expect what was going to happen, and heading down the highways with police escorts, shut down roads. Downtown Toronto's all shut down.
The presidential way. Yeah.
You know, that didn't expect any of that. Yeah.
Do you still remember, Chris, when the one time the police were directing our buses, there was that car that tried to pull out, and the cops stopped and stood right in front of the car and went like this, pointing at him, saying, "Don't you dare move.
Yeah, back it up.
Back it up." Do you still remember that?
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was one of, like, probably the biggest excitement there, besides going to South Carolina. My second year of golf.
I was showing the pictures to Kevin McMullen's sister tonight because I brought the album with me. And I forgot all about that. We went to Disney World
We went
afterwards.
to Disney World.
And there's a picture of Chris, and he's got a picture. He looks like baby Yoda.
Yoda hat on.
Yeah. I'm going to post that one tonight on my Facebook page.
Oh, please do.
And the lady asked if we
Please
were
do.
going to buy it after. We looked at the price. We put it back.
Yeah, they're
That was a great time.
Oh man, that'd be funny.
I was going through.
I'm gonna have to see that one.
All right.
Oh,
All right. Here it is.
I was getting a little bit nervous. We're getting into competitions, and there's no real easy way to follow it. And I was wondering who's running competitions these days.
Yeah.
There's about 30 different competitions coming up. Everything from 5-pin bowling to basketball, alpine skiing, curling, figure skating, floor hockey in Stratford, Huronia, London, Burlington, Huntsville. They're all coming together. Like it's nice for us all to be back into sport again.
Yeah,
Fast
you
and
got that
furious,
right.
And someone said to me the other day, "You're running a basketball tournament. You're doing C's." I said, "Yeah, I'll run that. Do you think you might have any room for some D's?" "Yeah, whatever one community can't do, happy to do it on our end. Yeah, we can do that."
Yeah. I mean,
But we've got one of the things I think we understand is, especially the people that are in our community here, is looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
And I get scorekeepers, timekeepers. You saw for the floor hockey tournament, we had Jim, we had Dennis. These are longtime people. I've got some new people coming in. We've got our former coach is going to help out with
Scott.
refereeing. Got powerlifting people that are very interested in helping out. It looks really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out there doing your stuff.
Yeah. It was fun. That hockey tournament, even like it was just for fun, but it was still a blast.
It was fun.
The biggest thing that I'm watching right now, and it's troubling me, and I'm hoping we can get through it, is just the cost of transportation. The cost of transportation, like for the Scarborough tournament we're running, is incredible.
Suzanne was telling me about it. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, we're looking at like anywhere from $1,400 to $2,000 to send 12 guys.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
On a round trip on a yellow bus.
Yeah.
Like, that's
No
ridiculous.
bathroom.
yeah.
Like I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if, somehow we can get like an actual coach bus. I wouldn't be surprised if it was cheaper, to be honest, but
No,
it's
lot
just a
more.
matter of
we've gone through this before.
really.
Or I think it was a trip to Windsor, and they wanted a bathroom on the bus.
Yeah.
I was quite upset with that afterward because it cost us like I think an extra $500 to have a bathroom on there where we can just pull over in Chatham and do your business and get back on the bus.
Yeah.
It's extremely expensive. Those coaches are
insanity.
extremely expensive.
That's insane.
Wow.
And
believe
and
that.
I look at it as, what do our athletes pay? We try to make it affordable.
Sure.
So it's $20 in a sport.
Yeah.
How do you cover 500? It's that's a lot of raffle
Extra
tickets.
$500, yeah.
It's even like, where are we going with banquets? Banquets used to be a big thing all the time. Now it's 30, 40, $50 a plate. So we'll figure a way out how to do it. Make it fun. You can go to cafeteria, have to dance at a cafeteria at the school.
Why not?
Clear out those desks and we can go at her there.
You just need a gym. Who cares?
No, we've just managed to secure a facility for indoor soccer. We used to be at the BMO Center. That cost quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So we kind of scaled back a little bit. So now we've got a double gym, and we got it for 3 hours instead of 2. So people can get out there. And so we're watching our pennies a little closer now.
And it's probably a little tougher too, because isn't that one out on out by the airport still open? There used to be an indoor field there, but
Oh, it's gone.
oh, is it gone
And
now?
bulldoze. It's a turkey farmer.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Slaughtering plant or something like that.
I couldn't remember because I know it was like, they were keeping it up for a while, but I wasn't sure if they.
But I'll tell you, our facilities in the name of Special Olympics, I couldn't find a gym. I was having difficulty finding a gym for our indoor soccer, and I called Parks and Recreation, and Parks and Recreation said, "Oh, it's for you guys at Special Olympics. Let me see if we can move one of our programs, and we can move it over." And I said, "Well, what's wrong with this program?
Yeah.
Why are you not at this school? It's available." "We can't play indoor hockey. The plastic sticks because it ruins the floor." Oh, good grief! And I've noticed if you go to Clark, there's no plastic hockey sticks there anymore.
Yeah.
They're doing pickleball now. So we're moving away from our national sport to
Lame.
Pickleball.
pickleball.
That's so
That, I think, could be the next sport for Special Olympics.
No, we either want plyo hockey or ball hockey. It's got to
Ball
be one of
hockey.
the two.
Ball hockey.
Because I was looking in the States, or it was in, I think it might have been Europe. They use the orange pucks,
Yep.
and the plastic sticks, and it looked pretty cool. But I mean, it's got to be one of the two. Like we either have to do ball hockey or we have to do the plyo hockey.
There was one we watched in when we were in Graz, Austria, and it's a form of hockey, but the goalie cannot get off his knees.
That's the
Floorball.
floorball. That's
Floorball,
the
yeah.
one that Peterborough in Ottawa has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's quite the
That's
sport.
taking over the ringette.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that.
I thought
Maybe.
Ottawa had the ball hockey, they said, and Peterborough.
That's what it is.
No, this was no. They had ball hockey, one with those little pucks.
Yeah.
And then this was a different one. It was the same pucks, but the goalie was on his knees all the time. It was, and I think it's 3-on-3 or something like that. But it was interesting to see. This is a European thing, not a North American type game.
Yeah, let's stick with the North American style. Either way, I want that to
Yeah.
get going.
We do the ball hockey. Ottawa and Peterborough already
Yeah.
started up.
I mean, I feel
Last would be number 3.
Yeah.
We have a tournament.
I feel we're already behind in it, and I don't want to be that far, but
Well, like Rick was saying about the prices of coach buses, I remember when we were going to Sudbury for the provincial games for floor hockey, I remember LaSalle turning and talking to London, where they came from Windsor. They stopped in London. They picked us up, and we shared coach bus with them to go up to Sudbury. And it was still, it was still like expensive,
Split
but
the
it was fun.
cost.
yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that we look at too, depending on where the location is, take the train. That was one thing I was thinking of asking Suzanne. Can we get a train?
Why not?
Because we
London
get
to Toronto.
We get 2 for 1.
Oh, really? That's
Yep.
like Special Olympics gets like
Yeah,
2
we
for 1?
get 2 for 1.
Would they do that from here to Scarborough for a day?
I don't know.
Well,
Probably have to spend an
We'll
overnight.
still have to. Plus, though, we still have to get a bus from where we stay to go to the venue, right?
Uber.
yeah.
Uber.
Yeah. Probably be cheaper.
I need 8 Ubers.
yeah. That have they're all trucks.
Hey guys, be
SUVs.
dressed to go.
Yeah. Pretty much. Or just rent a big moving van and everybody can just
When we went to provincial games, we put people on the trains, and I rented a truck, a big freaking truck, and we put all the gear in there,
Yeah.
not thinking this thing through. So we put all the gear. We had our gear. We had, I think, LaSalle. We had Stratford.
Yep.
We had
Guelph stuff in there. Piece of cake all the way up. And I had to bring an athlete with me because the athlete, if he didn't make it back the next day, he was going to get fired from his
I
job.
think that's when we went to Ottawa.
Yes. So then we came back,
Yeah.
didn't realize none of that equipment had been aired out, and it was hot coming back. So when we opened up the door in the back, I thought maybe we left a body in there. we kind of stirred around.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's just like knock you right over.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I think when we go to Scarborough there, I think on the way home, Scott, coach there, is finally going to get what we really smell like on the bus after playing so many hours hard.
Yeah, no, I'm probably
no
driving.
showers.
I'm driving.
Oh, he's driving, so he won't get that. Oh,
Exactly.
Well, that's good about golf. It's nice to hear compliments back from our side, from the sports, that the athletes are doing well. Because some have concerns that, perhaps they're not getting the instruction that they can. But we can't. We're out here. I'm not a great golfer. I'm a pretty good golfer, but not a great golfer. And our bodies are different too. Chris's body is a lean, mean fighting machine. And mine is mine is not quite mine is not quite as supple as Chris's. So the way we swing is an entirely different. And also, golf is a mind game too. You need to have be focused. You need to be focused
Yep.
on what you're doing. If you're getting up there and you're going, did I turn the stove off?
Yeah.
It goes crazy. And if that was a bad shot, this next one better be a good shot.
Yeah.
And you put pressure on yourself.
Oh yeah. Mine's always
Yeah.
don't slice the ball. Don't slice the ball. Don't slice the ball.
It's going straight. Oh,
there it goes.
What
Oh,
the
there it
heck?
goes. There it goes. Yeah.
And it's all like, keep your arm over, keep your elbow in,
Oh,
keep your leg forward,
so
keep
many.
your leg back. It's almost like a
So
hold down.
many
You put your
things.
right foot
Yeah.
in, you take your left foot out, you put your right foot back, and you just swing it all about.
No dancing.
Thought I spelled Christmas wrong, but sorry. A little ADD moment there. No, I didn't. Nope, I didn't. Little ADD moment there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to our plans for next year. It's I would like us to get even more athletes if we could.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the schools, and there's so many athletes that are out there. We tried Four Corners. There's so many people we could be bringing in, but I don't know why they don't come in. It can't be the cost of our programs. Our equipment is not all like small golf clubs, but I got golf clubs ready
Yep.
to loan out.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more people do that if possible.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this show.
Yeah. Well, it almost sounds like it's the same thing that Murray at George Bray has. Like the schools either just refuse to tell people about these programs, or they just don't know, or they don't want to put any of the information in there, or what. Like I have no idea what it is, but they're just just very hesitant to do it. But I know one thing that Dr. Howe said last episode was, try to talk with doctors and put Special Olympics like brochures and stuff in a lot of doctors' offices, because parents will see that and they'll know that that is available.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. Like
I've talked to, I work at a grocery store, and I've ran into parents that have kids that are special needs, and
they have no idea.
I'll mention about Special Olympic, and they'll go, special what?
Yeah.
Like they'll look right at me. We've never heard of it. And I met a gentleman at Timmy's. He's got a little boy, and he's Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And his little boy, I guess, does running now.
Okay.
And he loves it for Special Olympics. I don't know the name.
That's good. No, it's nice to hear that.
Our guest there is getting cold.
No, I'm just checking my blood pressure. The setup here is wonderful. It's a beautiful studio.
Yeah.
It's air conditioned. And it's
got a little
quite nice.
Listen. I have a wood stove. It's gonna be on.
We can't
at
put
some
it on
point. Not
yet until
not
we get
yet.
it inspected, because we don't want to burn down the place.
There is no possibility that anyone can go to sleep here.
I can go inside and get a blanket for you.
It's okay.
Gladiators blanket.
That's what we should do. We should,
Should sell some merch.
Yeah,
that might be
shirts,
something we can do. A
hats.
shirt. Have your guests come in and get a Guardian.
We
and
got a
Gladiator
shirt. We got demo shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, I made those for us for the that golf tournament thing in there.
I remember that.
It was nice.
Yeah.
I
thought about it.
I know a sponsor that I think could probably help us out on that. They're not from this city, but they're from another city, and they're always looking to help us out. They do shirts for us for powerlifting. So if you'll see Jamie
Those
with the
ones are-
powerlifting, if it ain't bending, you're just pretending. That's his shirt.
Yeah. I've got an idea for a couple shirts. I want to have, like, I've got some designs ready or in mind. One of them, it's got like a picture of us as sort of cartoon versions of us. and the shirt will say chips or sweets as a question on it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
cartoon me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was working on it. It's almost done.
You got to keep going with this show, though. It's very interesting.
Oh, we're gonna keep going.
The different people to get a hold of. I'm good friends with a guy that does the golf program in Michigan. I've only golfed with him twice.
Yeah.
But we're friends to this day. And I mean, it's been many years because we couldn't get golf tournaments down here because no one ran a golf.
COVID.
So we went across the border and It was quite different. We went to hit the golf ball, and the first thing he did was all of us grabbed around. We held hands and we held and said a prayer. And I was like, "Are we expecting to lose athletes out here today?" Because it was swampish and stuff. And they said, "Don't go in the reeds because of the snakes." Well, that was it. We didn't have to worry about any athletes looking for golf balls. And they had a hard time. They could not get over how awesome Adam Paquette was.
Yeah.
He would be someone to chat with here.
Yeah.
But how amazing he is with just one
He's
arm.
ridiculous. I was watching some old videos of him, and the way he approaches the ball and gives it a good whack. Like
He's on Jamie's hockey team.
Yep.
It's incredible. It's incredible. He's a really good golfer. Like he was behind my team at the Invitational,
Oh yeah.
and him
Yeah.
and well, I mean, it didn't help that he was there with his pro brothers and their
His
dad.
dad.
So they shouldn't have won that tournament anyways.
Yeah,
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were riding our butt the whole 18 holes there.
They're very supportive of Adam. He's really good. Actually, he was the standby for the South Carolina tournament. He had been selected, and he was the standby. So Chris was getting a little worried that ladders were falling near him and stuff like that. 'cause
higher
Adam was
extra
the next.
security.
Yeah, there was concerns for Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
He walked it with his head on his swivel the whole time.
Let of unmarked cars following me everywhere, just in case.
Always had a layer of bubble wrap on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. No. So I mean, Special Olympics has been really good to us as far as this podcast has been. A lot of this equipment has been graciously.
Thank you, Bill Mills.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah. So he's helped with the upgrades, or special. I shouldn't say he, but Special Olympics has helped with the upgrades. I mean, especially from that first episode that you were on with my janky setup with card tables. We had a folding card table and my laptop, and I had like random microphones and the jankiest setup ever. But I mean, it got us going, right? Like, yeah, it got us going.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, it was.
I think of people.
Better when I first started
on Zoom.
talking from my Talbot on Zoom.
Yeah, big step up. But
I think of people like Bill Mills and actually myself. We grew up in. We were on Air Force. His dad was Air Force. My dad was Air Force, and we grew up on these bases. And we had these people that were always volunteering to help us out. They'd run the baseball and the softball. And you never think of it growing up. And now that we've kind of grown up, we're doing it.
yeah,
And Bill is even more incredible because he has no children in the program.
Yeah.
yeah, he's been doing it for eons,
100 years.
Yeah, and he's no skin in the game.
I think one of the things that got me the most, and it hit me with my mother. My father had died. And anyway, they were looking after, kids getting in school and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't a big thing. And then my mother mentioned one day that Special Olympics has changed me. And I kind of thought, who the heck are you? She's basically saying you're not that jerk that you used to be growing up when it was just me. And she says it's actually changed you as a person. So now when you get married, you have kids, you have your career and all that. Now with Special Olympics, it's like I do sports and my son's not even involved in. He's not in the golf program.
Yeah.
He's not in the bocce program. He doesn't play basketball. And and I'm still running these tournaments, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm with him is on powerlifting, but no, it does. You just find that you can help people, and you get close to people. Like when Richard was sick, or when Terry was sick, or when your father-in-law was not well. Like how do we make this better? And then for Tom had passed away. Would volunteer. Give, Tom, anything you want to do. He helped me with powerlifting. So we named the tournament after him.
That's right.
Softball tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone kind of gave his pitcher a pat.
Yeah. So we can do that again next year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good turnout.
Yeah,
Really good
was,
turnout.
that day for myself, he was there with me. I could feel it. But I just I know the family and all that. I really appreciated what Rick did at the beginning in that.
Yeah.
And I know Karen really, really appreciated everything that was done. We all did. That day, I can just say it was great to have my family with me, my baseball buddies and all that. And like I said, we won the gold medal. What Chris did at the end, because he saw, I looked up and you could see it, the tears. And like I said, I just pointed up and said, "This one's for you, Dad." And it kind of made me remember the times I had with him in Special Olympics. Like he was my Karen, him.
He was there. He was there in
baseball coach. And then they were my bowling coaches. So
Richard?
I had a lot of memories with Tom and Karen. So it was the news hurt.
Yeah.
It still hurts now, but
he was there. He was there in spirit. That's
yeah,
what we call
he's
it.
there in spirit.
I remember SO saying to me, "You need to make it a hometown games." I said, "What?" And I was like, "Well, we'll provide funding for this and funding for that." Great. So I sent off the poster and it had hometown games, and I sent to everyone else was the Tom Fauché Memorial Tournament.
Yeah.
It all worked out in the end. But the picture was really cool because people were patting his picture.
Yeah.
We had a big picture of him there, and we tapped it on the way in. And just not London players, but people from Brantford.
Because it
A
was
lot
on
of people knew him.
it was on all the diamonds, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
just
the
the
picture
front
was
one
on
there?
all diamonds. Chris and I, myself, I grabbed Chris because I knew, like, me and Chris, he was coached by Tom too on the baseball. And I grabbed Chris and I asked, I forget who it was, Bill Mills, I think,
Yep.
to take a picture of Chris and myself pointing at the picture at
Yes.
the ball diamond with Tom.
I saw that one. Yeah.
And from me, Chris, as your athlete in that, I'd like to thank you for that. It helped with that day, just knowing your friends were behind me in that.
Way to go, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
Guy. Yeah. No, that's it's good to have that. So it was a really good day. Like I wasn't there all day, but yeah, you could definitely feel it was a different energy.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Like
we grabbed you to keep score, as I recall.
I scored one of the games.
You walked, you had no problem.
Yeah.
You were commandeered.
Yeah.
And Jer.
Yeah.
It's really good to have your son involved with this as well.
yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of voluntold to do a score.
Welcome to Special Olympics. They will just tell you.
Yeah. No, we stayed for a little bit there, and
You are
But yeah,
you
we
are
had a jet,
doing
but-
this, and we'd like you to stay here,
Yep.
please. And that's all.
Yeah.
Some of the tournaments
Thanks,
are.
thanks for coming to watch, but we need some help, and you're a volunteer.
Yeah.
I think some of the tournaments are. When you're organizing, some of it is fun because it's like, what are we having to eat this week?
Yeah.
Well, you have a Tim Hortons, you have a cheese and ham and cheese, or you have a turkey sandwich. Do you have like chicken McNuggets? Yes, you just go down Highbury and you turn left. And there's a McDonald's right there. Or someone will say, I'd like you to take the tomatoes out of it. Yep, bring it over here.
Yeah. You've got two fingers. You can do it yourself.
So we've learned how to do a lot of stuff. We don't put tomatoes anymore. Keeps the sandwiches a little fresher.
Yeah.
They
get a little mushy.
Oh, but some of the athletes are like, do you have like a microwave here? And then, you grab the sandwich and put it under your arm, and give it back. Here, it's semi-toasted. I think with the floor hockey, the best one is we just grab a whole pile of pizzas from another local sponsor, which is Byron Pizza.
Byron Pizza.
And we're just like card dealers passing out these boxes of pizza.
Yep.
And someone will say, well, we have just pepperoni and we have cheese. Can't you get something else? And then we open them up and there's like super deluxe. No, that's for the referees.
Yep.
The refs have to be.
But a lot of it is good community support. We get a really good price from Byron Pizza, and that's why I like to go out and support them.
Yeah.
And Tim Hortons is great with us. We get sponsorships from Special Olympics Ontario for both Sobeys and Tim Hortons.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wasn't it, Chris, you might remember this, or Rick, wasn't it 2007 before we were going to the provincial games? We stopped at a Subway because
Subway was the national
they
at one
were-
point. That was going to Toronto.
Yeah.
I think Subway was one of the
they gave
national
us,
Special Olympic sponsors at one point in time.
Yeah. And they gave us like subs to ride for the ride there and that. I found that was very nice.
I was going to, if I could get a plug in, one of the things that we're doing now for our coaches and our athlete is something called Rowan's Law.
Mm-hmm.
And they want us to make sure the athletes are aware of it and the coaches that they need to take the course. And Rowan's Law is about a young lady, I believe her first name was Rowan. She was a rugby player.
Yeah.
And she had a concussion, and she went back in the field saying, "Hey, coach, I'm ready to go back in." And she got a second concussion and ended up dying. So this is a way of explaining to our athletes, if you get a knock on the head or you pass out or something like that, you shouldn't be playing. No matter how bad the game is or whatever's going on, you get a jarring hit, you should be out of the game. And anyway, there's a course on it now, and it's free. It's It's on the Special Olympics Ontario website, and it's also on the NCCP coaching certification. And I think it's important for all our athletes to know, especially you're a coach now with George Bray. Someone hits their head on the ice, passes out. Now you know what to do. Get a hold of Murray and.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is definitely, we had to do that we had a generic athlete that he was probably only, I don't know, like 4 feet tall, and he ran into a kid who was like 6 feet tall. He was one of those freakish kids that are just giant. And yeah, it pretty much would have been very much like that. And he just ran right smack into him, fell down, and then we got him back on the bench, and just a blank stare, and he was seeing stars, and we're like, yeah, you cannot play anymore. And we wouldn't let him back on the bench until he got a doctor's note. And it was a couple of weeks before that happened. But
Coach, you have to take a stand too.
Yeah.
Mother or father saying, listen, I'm not picking him up for another 15 minutes, you know.
Too bad.
It's not a problem. He's done that before. And you're like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
Sit out.
Yeah. He was like on the bench for a good 5 minutes and just like staring into space, and he was like spinning his head, and it's like,
well, we've seen it all. The one that I witnessed, there was actually 2 of them, was a person not looking, and a soccer ball just line drived at their head, and there's no time to react.
No.
And a lot of times it's like, oh, what's going on? And you're down.
Yeah. I've had that, but that's when I was playing goalie.
I remember an incident at like floor hockey. They're running, and my foot slipped, and I went back and I hit the back of my head. And Todd was our coach, and he looked at me. I was on the bench, and I looked at him and went, I'm okay. I can. And I remember Coach Todd saying, no, you're done. You're done for the night. Just stay here.
Who?
Me. It was, I think when we first came back.
Yeah. I slipped.
First week
fell
or two.
Wham.
And then
Hit my head, and he just looked at me and went, no, you go.
Yeah, and you took a week or 2 off.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was told.
It's no joke. It's no
No,
joke.
it's not.
Nope.
Sure.
They for some of them, like Sidney Crosby, he went into a room that was completely dark.
Dark
Completely dark,
rooms.
so that your brain is still exercising, believe it or not, while you're going through a concussion. And you take away your sense of eyesight, then it means you can't focus or get yourself excited. Your brain needs a rest.
That's just a regular occurrence for me, but.
That was a question for me to maybe Rick. Would we ever, if say an athlete did suffer a concussion in Special Olympics, would we ever have where you would have maybe a dark room that we would have to go to and see how?
Probably not. Probably straight to the hospital.
Yeah.
Hospital.
More than likely, yeah.
Well, that's why we have first aiders at our paramedics. They're student paramedics. Our last softball tournament, we had a person get a line drive in the chest, and it knocked the wind out of them, and they passed out. But it wasn't a shock to the head; it was a shock to the chest. But still, the paramedics looked at them, and at the same time, another person was having an asthmatic attack. So it was never again will I even think about sending paramedics home early. Oh, you're almost done for the day.
Yeah.
That was like 10 minutes ago in the day,
Whoops.
twice.
Wow. It's kind of crappy that we didn't have them at that hockey tournament there.
Yeah.
'Cause
Worst one I think that I almost lost it was a floor hockey game, and there was a girl playing, and she went down, and she's holding her leg, and I thought, oh, what's going on? And she said, no, I dislocated my knee again. And I was like, okay, well, we'll stop the action. I was refereeing and said, no, we'll put her over on the side. They put her on the side, and then her coach who I didn't know was her brother, I think, went over and popped her knee back into place. But I was
Good to go.
that was terrifying. That was like, oh my God, I almost lost it there. And then we've had other athletes say, can we put pylons around them so we play around them? And I'm thinking, no, we're waiting here for the athlete to go down.
Put pylons
Because
down.
everyone, not so much at the B level, but at this lower level, there always seems to be one that's like, like those soccer players. What happened? Down, 1, 2, 3, they're down, and they're going, it's Chris again. He's on the floor. Can we just play around him? And you're like, no, we need to go through the whole ritual. And I think the other one that I thought was really funny, and I didn't know what happened with the guy. He'd taken a shot, and I went over to look at him, and he was just down on one knee, and I was trying to figure out, he's having a seizure or whatever. And then one of the other coaches told me that he took a puck in the sensitive area. And I went, oh, okay. So I went over to look at him, and he looked up as only a guy that can look up at another guy. It's okay. You take as much time as you want. There was no seizure there. I'd seen that look before. I'd felt that look before.
That's almost its inside out look.
You're okay. Just sit there.
Yeah, it looked like maybe someone had tried to take his lip and put it over top of his head. Yeah, he said, I just need to take a breath.
I've had a couple, in floor hockey, there's been a couple times I've had that shot. This before Chris came in, we had Anthony Sticklin as a coach. And he always had a way to make you laugh when something happened. And that happened to me the one time I was going down the floor, and a guy took a stick and he in behind.
Yeah.
And it got under my jaw, and I went down. And Anthony comes up, and he looks at me, he gets down like this, and he goes, so Richard, are you okay? But are you talking like this? Like a girl, and you look at him, you're like looking at him like Rick would say, you look at him as a man way, like, yeah, just get out of my face, please. I'm okay. And he take you off. Well, I remember this one night we were practicing, and Anthony got in
for the show.
Anthony got into practicing with us, and I came down the floor, and Anthony knows my shot. Well, he decided no help, no nothing. He was going to block it. And I went, Anthony, get out of the way, please. He didn't move, so I let it go. And all of a sudden, I just seen Anthony go down, and all of a sudden, I just see him run for the other door. And Clark Road, go out the door, come down around, and he came in the other door. So I walked up and went, so Anthony, are you talking like this? And he looked at me and goes, not funny. I go, well, it was funny every time, so. But he just sort of like, okay, now I know like how it feels, and it was like, I'm glad you felt that.
And you're looking at the coaches, and the coach is slow walking it out because you tell him what's going on, and he says, yeah, we'll need a few minutes here just to catch your breath.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. No, our paramedics, they're with Fanshawe, and they're looking for experience. They won't take money from us. It's been known that some Tim Horton gift cards have found their way to them, but they come out to get the real life experience, and they really enjoy our tournaments. Another one that we had with a paramedic, we were at Argyle Arena, and so they were from St. John Ambulance, and anyway, they came over they were looking for me. I was running the tournament, and I said, well, like, what's going on? And the guy said, well, there's a lady across the street. They think, there's a lady came across from the street. She thinks her husband's having a heart attack. Is it okay if we go over and help? I was like, yeah, go. You don't wait for me, just go. So they had the ambulance truck, looks like an ambulance, but it was like a hollowed out truck. There wasn't any.
Oh, there's nothing in the back.
Yeah, there was no toys in it, like the clamps or anything like that. So they went over there and immediately called 911. And I don't know if we saved his life, but they were there. They made the call. Yeah. But it was funny. Just there was we had 4 of them, and they were asking me, "Is it okay if we go?"
It's an emergency. That's what you do. Surprised if it was at Argyle, they didn't steal the defib thing from the arena.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we're going to do our qualifier. I think this year is at Argyle.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
Cool.
What's the qualifier for?
For floor hockey.
Yeah, the world one, right?
Pardon me?
The provincial or the world one?
This will be for nationals.
Nationals, yeah. Sorry, the nationals.
There's
not
two.
world.
There's going to be. My understanding is there's going to be 2 nationals. One for Eastern and one for Western Ontario. So, I think we're looking after the Western Ontario. So
Makes sense.
And that's for floor hockey?
yep.
And when's that going to be?
Is that the one in April?
Yeah, April 16th, 17th.
All right.
So you better start getting into training now. So
That's what the Scarborough one's for.
just one serving of turkey this year for you.
Why do you think I make you guys run the gym now?
Oh,
That's why we do all the running.
Now you just read
All the running.
old Scotty's old coaching book.
I was watching the tapes from the last tournament there.
I think that was a good tournament myself.
Yeah, it was
I think
pretty
that was a really good tournament. I think we get another tournament under our belts. Guelph has indicated they'd like to come to our barn and play. So
That'd be good.
I'm good for doing that.
Yep.
We can look at that.
Are they a B team or A team or?
They say they're a BC. Now, Newmarket's a very good
gonna
team.
say, is that like
they also have a
Newmarket?
AA player that is on their team that we didn't see. So the Newmarket team we played had 2 A players that were playing on that team that we played them. They were from Brantford. But we also had played different nets as well. We weren't playing
Yeah, they were
regulation nets,
smaller
and we had a
nets.
goalie that was
9 feet tall.
blocked everything out. We couldn't even see the goal light. There was blocked the whole sun out.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Good player, nice guy.
If you guys listened and said, make him go side to side, you would have scored more, but
I was thinking of maybe going behind and maybe push the net over a little bit.
the old Murray trick.
I think the nets were like, would you say
They were
3
smaller.
by
Yeah.
something? They
Yeah,
were like
they were tiny
not like
nets.
the ones we use at Clark Road.
No, they were tiny nets. Which is, I know I heard a few issues, complaints about it. Oh, if we had the bigger nets. It's like, okay.
So would Guelph be in our division?
No, there's a divisioning process coming up. That's why we had our little tournament to find out, do you think Brantford was if London has a B, a C, and a D team, assuming that we were the standard, is Brantford, if they say they're a C, are they a C? Or
Oh my
are
God, they would destroy our C team.
No, but this is how we do the divisioning. You know, you take away, sometimes what happens, you take away some weaker players on the team, they go up.
That's true. That's true.
Sometimes you take away 2 strong players.
Yeah.
It happens in George Bray. They try and balance them out. And what happens if you lose a really good player? They get smoked.
Yeah. Although I did watch a little bit of the C team there last week, and I don't know if the Brantford team would compete with them or beat them, or I'm not really sure.
Well, C
I didn't
team's
get
going to
enough.
find out pretty quick because they're going to go to Stratford. We'll see what happens there.
When they have a tournament coming up then?
Yeah, they February the 11th.
Okay. That'd be good for them.
And Brantford's going to go to that too, Rick? Or
I don't know. All I know is that the referees know that that team is not a C team.
They definitely found that out at
I've
ours,
seen
right?
them play before. I officiated for that same team.
Mm-hmm.
They played Newmarket at the provincial games.
Yep.
And it was close. It went into overtime. Brantford won in overtime.
Yeah.
I remember because there was a Brantford defenseman. He was an older man, and he scored the winning goal. And he was a pretty gruff guy. His name was Rick Knight. And anyway, he let this shot go for the point. This goalie, it's the same goalie you had before. He was everything. Someone touched the puck and it went underneath his pads and in the net. And people were saying, "You scored." And he was like, "Say what?" He scored. And then he was jumping for joy and the team was over and he came by me to thank me for refereeing. And I said, we were thinking of disallowing the goal because it took so long to go in. We were going to call you for delay of game. And we ended up losing him over COVID. He lost his life.
Yeah.
And he was, I still remember the look on his face because he'd never really got a goal before. And he was like, it happened.
That was messed. That's crazy. Well, it'll be good once these tournaments come. So definitely nice. It'll be nice to see how everybody stacks up. Because I mean, for us not playing any games for the last few years,
we did.
I think we did
good.
pretty well. It was just small mistakes that cost us the game in the finals. But that's things that we learn from.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they call it practice.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
a test.
That's what we've been working on in practice, but all of our breakouts and passing and moves like that. But yeah, it's be interesting to see how we do in the Scarborough one, because there'll be different teams there
Yes.
too, right?
Newmarket usually goes to that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
But they have real goal nets at that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've also found by going to the Scarborough tournament, the officiating has not been up to snuff either.
No.
So we got people crease violations.
Volunteering.
So we need to work on training our referees so that we get a level playing field. Nothing ticks you off more than someone not calling you
Same
the
day
crease.
phone call. What are you doing today? You want ref today?
Ugh.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. So
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Newmarket was saying, I think the coach was saying at the tournament we had that they were a couple of their players couldn't make it, so they were missing some of their players too.
Which makes sense why
Yeah.
they were grabbing everybody from the other teams when they needed to play.
And they lost a player too, Newmarket did.
Yeah.
That passed.
Yeah, so I think overall this year, for the most part, has been pretty successful with a lot of the programs.
Yeah, return to program has been very important.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think Chris and I were talking earlier in the year. I remember around January, February, I was already booking tournaments. In Special Olympics was like, you're doing what?
Yeah.
Because we were still in lockdown. And it's hard to believe, but beginning of January, we were locked down. And they said, you got this softball tournament on 24th of June? Yeah. I strongly believe that we're coming. I had the golf already booked. I just knew we were going to come out of it. But then the year before, I was also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I just feel that you need to be positive and let's get her done.
Yeah. Well, and if you're not, then you're scrambling, right? Like there won't be anything available, and then it just sucks for the athletes, right? So they won't have their fields or their gyms or whatnot to play on, and so it's a good thing that you were, on the ball. So
Yeah,
that's good.
and even booking our facilities, like I think we've got like 26 facilities here that we got to get done and make sure it gets done properly. If you lose a facility, then you don't. It's whoever booked it last. That's who gets it next.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
So if we skip and someone gets our gym, then we got to wait until they're done.
Out of it, yeah. Or scramble to find somebody else that has an open gym that can at least accommodate us.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good. And we've got new programs too, so that's nice to see that we're expanding some more. I know that Chris and I have always talked about, obviously, like the hockey starting up and a couple other programs that we'd kind of like to see, but obviously it's
Power darts. It scared me at first when I heard, what was it, the javelin toss. And I was like, say what? A javelin toss. I was,
yeah.
With Special Olympics?
not so much, no, it's not the toss, it's the receiving end.
No.
They do that in the States.
Well, we have javelin here, but it's
It's used
using
with a
like
Nerf.
a
Yeah.
big long Nerf
Nerf
missile.
thing.
It's like they're about this long and they weigh about 400 grams. And
My view is we do what's popular, what the athletes like.
yeah,
We do what's popular, what we can support,
Yeah.
and we go for it. And if it doesn't work,
it doesn't work, right?
What, golf, maybe we might get 12 people.
Yeah,
We're at 80.
yeah,
80.
that's crazy.
I think we're like the largest in North America, or in Canada at least.
Yeah.
That's madness.
I know we're one of the few that run a golf tournament for people that are the chippers, that are the D level, the D-rec, I call them.
The mini putt guys, right? Yeah.
Well, they're
Chip
not,
and
no,
putt.
it's not mini putt.
no.
They pay on a par 27.
It's just
Oh, really?
chip and putt.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's
I
done at
feel
Parkside 9 as well.
Yeah.
got to be inclusive.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the intro to golf one, right? Don't they do it at what is it, the Fox there? They have the mini putt guys. Kids go there and start off golf doing that. And
There's junior golf and stuff like that, but we use Tin Cup for
yeah, sorry, Tin Cup, yeah.
small stuff.
Yeah.
I want them swinging. That's what I want to see the athletes do, swinging.
Yeah.
Swinging and socializing.
Yeah.
And walking.
And walking.
Walking.
Lots of walking.
Lots of walking.
Run, Chris, run. It's no walking. Yeah, that's good. So, apart from all the new programs and that, what are some quick highlights that are probably coming up in the next year or next 6 months?
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Big
Stay
news.
tuned.
We will present it here,
Oh, yeah.
right here on Guardians and Gladiators. Operators are standing by now
Yeah.
to take your calls. No, it's a year of qualifiers. We've got a year getting ready for national games. We've got Chris Innes going to the World Games for swimming.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of stuff that's happening. And for golf, we need to get our game of golf in this year to be able to enter the qualifier, which is the year after.
Right.
Okay.
So
Something to work on, boys.
yeah, we'll try and make things happen. My role is I like running competitions for certain sports, and I'll do what I can to make sure our London athletes at least get a chance to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as long as they have some more hometown games, those were fun. And it definitely does get all the athletes involved and get you back into that competition mindset, and it's what we need. So
Yeah, Special Olympics Ontario did great of making this happen. Hometown games.
yeah.
Ontario has been extremely supportive.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
I can't say enough for the staff that support us. Jared, Jeff, even Cheryl. They're really good. Whatever we need, they're there to help us and make things happen. If there's a little obstacle, so maybe something like the portal, they're really there to help us get it through that part and make sure we get the athletes competing.
Yeah. Because that was fun.
The portal sucks, by the way. But anyways,
Yeah. I think everybody knows that.
It's portal power.
I think everybody's full aware of that. I think that was the when we had the moms on, that was one of the biggest concerns was
they hated it.
The portal.
and I think that's just one of the toughest challenges that parents have is working through that. But
Special Olympics Ontario, I'm confident they're working on it.
good answer. The political answer, I love it. Well, Richard, do you have anything fun planned over the Christmas holidays, or what's happening with you? Or
We're gonna be going to Terry's One Sisters for Christmas.
Nice.
So that would be nice.
Yep.
I'm working up to whatever the Christmas thing. Gonna have a little bit of turkey on Christmas, just to let the coach know.
oh, okay.
After that, I'll kind of,
Yeah.
I don't need to trim down.
Well, we've got a couple weeks, so you're
Got a
okay.
couple weeks.
Okay.
Basically, after Christmas, for the floor hockey program and my bowling, the floor hockey program, I really want to work hard.
Yep.
And I'd like to see my team and my teammates make it, and yourself, to the nationals. Because with the floor hockey, like you heard earlier, the farthest I've ever been, or Chris, is provincials.
Yep.
I feel it'd be very nice to make it that far.
That's our
And
goal, anyways.
like you were saying, and everybody would say, we need to work on that, and we can do it as a team, I feel.
Absolutely. Cool.
And I find the medals that the Special Olympics Ontario is giving out for the hometown games, I think they're very nice medals.
Yep. You got a handful
And,
now.
Through the summer, I've got 2 golds and I've got 1 silver through the golf program. I'm not saying I want a bronze, but if I do get a bronze, my goal is I'm going to go to a place Chris told me, and I'm going to get a little it put in a little box thing, all 3 medals.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to go
Yeah,
gold, silver, bronze, and then that's kind of going to be my kind of memory of what we went through, and this is the medals we got for coming back.
Sweet.
Just for a memory thing.
Nice. What about you, Chris? Is your Christmas parties almost done?
No.
Got a lot left,
We
eh?
have 100+ people all week.
Wow.
from
Like every day.
lunch to dinner.
Oh my God.
It's terrible.
Wow.
Chris is gonna be
Right
busy.
right up to Christmas. Like we're closed Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But then we were
So, like,
reopened at Christmas Day, where we'll see about close to 400 people between 1 and 7 at night to come through our buffet.
Oh my God. That's insane.
Yes.
That is insane.
Yep.
So you don't really get a Christmas then, really, Chris.
No.
That quick little Christmas break in the morning, right? When
That
you
is
wake up
it.
super early and
That is it.
oh man.
Whew.
Hopefully you get some time off after that though. Or are you guys open for
No, we're
New
going to be
Year's too?
closed on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
good.
then New Year's Eve will be our next
Another big one.
big dinner, lunch, whatever.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a New Year's Eve like party?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're there all night long?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't work
No,
nights.
you don't work that one?
No.
But somebody does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good that you don't. But
No.
sucky that they're open, but
Happens.
yeah. Well, yeah.
It's the
does.
industry.
Yeah. So and what's happening at the Walker house?
Family.
Same as usual.
It's for us. It's just my family and Sue's family, and we get together and a lot of huggy and
Yeah.
opening gifts. And actually, it's just nice to scale everything back.
Yeah.
And enjoy ourselves.
Nice
and
and
you,
quiet.
Coach, how about yourself?
I have basically from now until January off, so I'm just gonna chill out at home this week and
Don't use the word chill, please.
try it. So I should get like a little fan here to blow the hot air from the
He
heater.
says chill.
Yeah,
He's going to be chilling.
and relax for the
That's
next
good.
week, and then yeah,
Good chance for all of us except for Chris to decompress.
yeah,
I wish
Yeah.
you and your families all the best.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it was really cool. We, I guess, and it looks like we might know the answer since we've asked just about everybody else the question. But Richard,
Yes.
what's your preference, chips or sweets?
Sweets.
Well, if we had the bowl of sweets here, if it wasn't for Jim Cat here, she stole all
Jim
of
Cat
the,
is confused cat. He
yeah.
went for the chips and then he went for the sweets. What's wrong with you?
Summer likes both. She's chips or sweets. We'll put one of each on there. So we'll add one for sweets on the chips or sweets board. I don't even know if that's an accurate count, but I'm pretty sure
We
chips is
don't-
winning.
We pretty sure they are
It's
too.
pretty close, but I'm pretty sure chips is
But
in
we
the
don't
lead.
know.
And just in case, for those of you who are just listening and not watching, Rick here has graciously brought in a bowl of chips and sweets.
And sweets.
And
That Jimmy Cat ate.
That Jim Cat ate. She stole a big chunk of sweet bar, whatever it was. But thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rich, for coming.
Thank you.
I think we're done. Do you have any other questions?
I have no questions.
It was a good episode. Merry Christmas from Lauzie and Coach.
There you go.
Are you thanks again, Rick, for coming out, starting this new season and ending this season. We're gonna come back bigger and better. I think we're gonna take about a month off. Obviously go through the holidays. I think that's what we said.
Reruns.
Well,
I'm gonna put some highlight videos up
There you go.
every now and then.
We'll take, yeah,
I think it's about
until
what
the
did we
big
say?
announcement comes.
Yeah.
New Year, big announcement.
Yes, there is a big announcement coming out in the new year.
It's going to benefit us, benefit another company. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I'm pretty excited about it. Chris is really, really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
All him. So, yeah,
I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
You guys good?
Good.
Thanks for coming out again, Richard. Thanks for coming to the new studio. Glad you can come out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Folks, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Be kind. And see you all in the new year.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, dear. There it is.